What's up, guys? Mech here. It is Friday, the day after Valentine's Day. I didn't plan on doing a beer review today, but my girlfriend bought me some beer for Valentine's Day, and she was like, "Hey, you should review this." I'm like, "Oh, I'll save it for next week," and she's like, "No, do it tomorrow." I'm like, "All right." So here it is. We got the Shipyard Nightwind. Never heard of this one. This one is completely like out of left field here. Got like this picture of a dude just making wind. Oh, it says winter ale. You said something about being a winter beer, but I didn't see here on the bottom of the bottle. It says winter ale, but bold across the front is Nightwind. So, from Shipyard, just like last week's beer. Over on Beer Advocate, we have a 3.8 out of 5, which is very good, but that's only with 37 ratings. So, with such a low amount of ratings, you tend to, I don't know, don't have as much of a broad pool of people that have reviewed, but still, there it is. Brewed by Shipping Brewing Company, of course, out of Maine, US. Styles an English porter. I did not know that. When I haven't tried this, I haven't looked it up or nothing. It's been a little while since I've reviewed a beer that I haven't tried previously. But yeah, Styles an English porter. ABV is 5.80 and availability is winter with no notes provided. Go ahead and read the description for English porter since we have not previously. Porter is said to have been popular with transportation workers of central London, hence the name. Most traditional British brewing documentation from the 1700s states that porter was a blend of 3 different styles: an old ale, stale or sword, a new ale, brown or pale ale, and a weak one, mild ale, with various combinations of blending and staleness. The end result was also commonly known as entire butt or 3 threads. Weird. And had a pleasing taste of neither new nor old. It was the first truly engineered beer catering to the public's taste, playing a critical role in quenching the thirst of the UK's Industrial Revolution and contributing to the rise of today's mega breweries. Porter saw a comeback in the US during the homebrewing and microbrewery revolution of the 1970s and early 80s, and modern day porters are typically brewed using a pale malt base with the addition of black malt, crystal chocolate, or smoked brown malt. While uncommon, roasted malt is occasionally added to. Some brewers will also age their beers after inoculation, sure, with live bacteria to create an authentic taste of the past. Hop bitterness is moderate on the whole, and the color ranges from brown to black. Overall, English porters remain very complex and interesting beers. For sure. I do enjoy a good porter myself. So, we'll go ahead and we'll open this one up. Let's stop just as I suspected. And it's good! I got a St. Patrick's Day pint glass yesterday at the store. I totally forgot to bring it for this. So we're just going to use the Boston Bruins pint glass, as we have so many times. I can smell it already. Oh, look at that. In the light, it has sort of a dark amber color, but to you, the viewers, you're seeing a pretty much dark brown, almost black. Very dark beer. In the smell, you get that typical malt smell, and the best way I can describe a malt smell would be it's got like chocolatey notes to it, and kind of almost like essence of black coffee. If you've ever had a black lager, or if you've ever had maybe a coffee stout, or a cream stout, or maybe a chocolate bock from the Samuel Adams holiday variety pack, this is gonna remind you of that. And what lends it to its very dark color is those malts. You don't usually get a lot of bitterness here, but you do get tons of flavor reminiscent of chocolate, caramel, coffee, and just an overall roastiness. So cheers. Let's go ahead and give this one a try. Sipping on it there to get the flavor. It's not as roasty as I expected. It's kind of got just a tiny bit of bitterness. I mean, like I said just a minute ago, they're not usually very bitter, but you do get a tiny bit of bitterness there. And you get some of these chocolatey notes to it. Was there anything on the bottle that talked about the tasting notes or anything? No. Yeah, you get this this flavor reminiscent of dark chocolate, actually. A larger swig there. I get this dark chocolate flavor with a little bit of bitterness and just a slight bit of that roasty malt character at the end. Almost like it sort of almost has like a burnt flavor to it. And the bitterness, it doesn't really remind me of hops. It reminds me of like a strong dark, or a strong black like cup of coffee. That's what it kind of reminds me of. So this is one of those kind of kick you in the mouth kind of beers, if you know what I mean. Like they've got lots of flavor, and they have a little bit of a bite to them, and then they finish sort of on the lingering bitter side, but not so much like a hop bitterness, like a coffee bitterness. Like this is, I don't think I've reviewed a beer that's been kind of like that yet. Most dark beers that I have reviewed, they tend to be more sweeter. A lot of emphasis on the chocolate and the caramel malts and that kind of thing, or they'll be kind of roasty. This, it's more chocolatey and bitter, and resembling like a coffee sort of. So yeah, Shipyard Nightwind. It is pretty tasty. Especially if you want something that's just gonna kind of linger in your mouth and give you good taste. So yeah. So that's the Shipyard Nightwind. A fairly chocolatey slash coffee-y, slightly bitter, dark, full-bodied beer. Very nice. Thank you to my girlfriend Salty Beach 192 everywhere for that beer. Very good choice. It is quite tasty. This would pair very well with like a nice piece of chocolate cake or like a tiramisu or something. That would be delicious. So anyways, guys, let me know down in the comment section below. We can have a conversation if you've had this beer before, if you've had other English porters before, or any dark beer. Really, I'm a big fan of dark beers. I'd love to hear about ones that you've tried and ones that you favor, ones that you like to have. So if you enjoyed the video, please like it. If you did not, dislike it, and make sure you let me know in the comments what you think. So hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, as it's just starting actually. So have a great rest of your Friday. Have a good weekend. A little gassy. Anyways, we will see you next week on Thursday evening. Or no, Thursday evening I'm busy. Actually, so Friday probably. We'll see you next Friday. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.